It. This is an R-rated horror movie around 2 hours and 26 minutes long, and this movie came out in 2017. In the summer of 1989, a group of bullied kids band together to destroy a shape-shifting clown who preys on the children of Derry named Pennywise. I want to let you guys know, of course, I have not read the book from Stephen King. I've started reading it, so I know a little bit about it, not too much. I will not be comparing it to the book or also the TV series because I haven't seen that as well. But also, guys, I want to let you guys know I reviewed the It Chapter 2 movie earlier on in the year. I'll leave a link in the description, annotation at the end of the video if you guys want to go ahead and check that out. Let's jump straight into the good points. Now, the good points about this movie is the directing. Director Andy Muschietti done a great job, fantastic overall. Now, remember rightly, they had a director in plan to start this movie and then suddenly change things, and they put this guy in charge. And I didn't know nothing about this guy. I heard that he made a movie named Mama, which apparently didn't do too well. I haven't seen that movie yet. But I was a bit worried about where they was going with this, because this movie had such a big reputation to be the next big thing, and oh my god, this guy just done a great job. He really did. I loved everything that he went through with this one as well, because I like a director that takes risks, does some things with ambition and uniqueness, and I think he done a great job of this, especially when it comes to using children and kids in this movie. He really went all out, and some of the things that happen to the children in this movie you wouldn't really see any other directors want to do because it's such a risk. Now, the story is simply so investing, enjoyable, and really creepy, and it absolutely pays off massively. I really love the setting in this movie as well. The way that it's set in the 80s is something I've always enjoyed. The tone of this movie is absolutely solid from beginning to the end. I really was terrified, especially when Pennywise was around. I just felt like he was going to pop up all the time, and this was due to the directing, the way they set the tone up, the mystery, the atmosphere, everything comes together in this. Then three big things that I've been mentioning in my other reviews to really set the tone perfectly. The comedy in this movie, there was quite a little bit of comedy because some of the characters did like to have a little bit of a joke, or they was just bantering between each other. I felt it was great and it really felt natural. There was some romance in this movie as well. It wasn't too much, it was sprinkled fairly throughout the movie, and it felt like a kiddie relationship. It didn't feel like they was trying to be adults or really grown up. It didn't feel like they was going for a serious type relationship. It felt like a little crush sort of thing. Now, the pacing throughout this movie was absolutely fantastic. A really slow beginning because it really was developing a story. You was trying to learn these characters, especially the first character which we introduced. You really was trying to learn about him and his little brother and stuff like that. And then obviously you find out what goes on throughout the movie, and it just kicks into a whole new pace. And it does not stop until the end credits roll and you're feeling sad because the movie's over and you want to see more. Now, the horror elements in this movie, I have to say, were excellent. They really obviously used clowns in this movie, not just Pennywise, other clowns and other people's fears. It sort of reminded me of Freddy Krueger, the way they used Pennywise in this, and they've done an excellent job with that. And I really just loved the fact that the jump scares were really good, and the way they used the intimidation or fear aspect was quite good as well. Now, technically, this movie looked amazing. The cinematography especially, we got some really nice shots, and the location choices. Some shots when the locations look really nice, they really chose them well, as well as the colour grading in this movie. You get some really good lighting and colour grading because sometimes they're going through tunnels. You get some mixed colour grading and lighting down there in the tunnels, which really look quite nice. The CGI, they really look great throughout the movie, especially on Pennywise. Some of the stuff really looked great, and then onside that, we have to really give credit to the makeup team, because a lot of the makeup team work with obviously Bill Skarsgård and really make him look what he is. The script and the writing was truly fantastic for each character. I can't really not compliment them because it was just so great. Each character had their own little style, their own little personality, and you really felt that through the script. And each character had a certain story and a certain fear, so the writing really came through as well. Pennywise as a character was truly terrifying. I really did enjoy him, and I must say now, he's completely cemented himself into a horror icon situation for me. Whereas before, I never really watched it, so I never really knew much about Pennywise. I've gone back and looked at clips and stuff, but this Pennywise truly looks terrifying. The way he speaks, the way he moves, just everything about him just really cements himself as a horror icon for me. His total look was amazing. The big thing about this movie for me is what makes you invested is the Losers Club. These kids coming together, they're kids, and no one believes them about this clown, so they've got to face it on their own. So you're automatically invested because you care about them, you believe them, you're like, okay, you know what, no one else believes you, I believe you. And they're just so cool about it as well. They're all their little personalities mixing together. You just care about them and you want them to beat Pennywise. In this movie, of course, we have some superb performances from some of the cast. We're obviously going to talk about Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise. Now, I think he done a terrific job with this character. He was truly terrifying, and you could tell it was Bill Skarsgård underneath it, which I really did respect. They didn't go too much on the CGI, really. Apart from the teeth, that was the only thing I felt that they used a lot of CGI on, but the whole look, I think, and the makeup, really you could tell it was Bill Skarsgård, and really his personality, the way he fit into this character. This is something that takes a lot of time and a lot of hard work, I could imagine, and what he puts on the screen is truly gold. Another character in this movie which I really did enjoy was Beverly, played by Sophia Lillis. I think she had a great performance, but the character in general really flourished from the beginning to the end. She has some tough times at home and things go on throughout the movie for her, and she really develops as one of the big main characters of the movie. Bill, as a character played by Jaden Martell, I really did enjoy his performance, really performing the stutter so well throughout the movie. Really big credit, and not only that, the emotion with this character really, obviously, because he's one of the main ones, because something happens to his brother, of course, and things go throughout for him. He really brings a special performance, and these two really link quite well throughout the movie. Jeremy Ray Taylor playing as Ben. Now, Ben was the chubby fat kid of the movie, and he has a big heart, and he really is a great character in this movie. He really mixes well with them all, he balances them all out, really. And again, these three, obviously, the two males are playing off for this girl, of course, and there's just some great element of the rivalry, but also friendship and love and care between these three. They're really great. But really, who stole the show for me was Finn Wolfhard playing as Richie. Now, it's not because I know this guy from Stranger Things like everybody does. It's because the performance underneath this character was just a comedy genius throughout this movie. Everything he said was completely gold, really made you laugh. But not only that, even when he was terrified, he was making you laugh. He really sort of made it that really well balanced movie throughout. He really just sprinkled all of his magic throughout. My favourite scene of the movie has to be the opening where Pennywise attacks. You really obviously get to see, okay, they're going this direction, they're going all out for this movie. So you get sort of setting your tone, but you also understand Pennywise as a villain, as a character, as an icon. You really start to see what he's about, and then obviously the emotion starts kicking in for this character which just been attacked and stuff like that. So it really all cements its place in the movie. On to the bad points. Unfortunately, there is a couple little nitpicky bad points where I want to talk about. Even though there was some great CGI, I feel like it was overused. Throughout some of the movie, watching it a second time especially, I started to notice some of the CGI elements, and that just really bugged me a little bit. I feel like this movie, as I've already mentioned, on the teeth of Pennywise, mainly, when he opens his mouth, you can see it's all CGI, and I felt like they can still do things with the teeth to not be CGI and like practical and make it look scary still. I feel like they just tried to overuse it a little bit. The bullies, even though they were really realistic in this movie and done a great job, I think the whole thing with Henry as a character, the main bully, his backstory was amazingly done, but I feel like the whole thing, how he turned and what he did in sort of 3/4 of the way through the movie, it felt sort of pointless and unneeded, really. I know obviously it was Pennywise manipulating him and doing stuff, but it just felt a bit weird and unneeded throughout the movie, in my opinion. Stan as a character, I did not like him. I felt like his performance could have been a whole lot better. The rest of the group in the Losers Club really performed well. Now, this kid just didn't have no chemistry with anyone. He didn't have no one-to-one relationships. It felt like they just shoved him in very quickly because another actor has just been pulled out sick or something. It felt really weird, and it just didn't really have anything to add to the movie. I felt like if you take him out, it didn't really make any difference. So guys, it's rating time. Let's have a look what the critics had to rate this movie. We have IMDb giving a 7.4 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes giving a 86%. And Metacritic giving a 69. My rating for this movie is a 9 out of 10. That makes this an amazing movie. Overall, guys, did I prefer this one to It Chapter 2? Yes, I did. I think the second one does complement this movie very well. But really, this movie had everything that I wanted in a horror movie. It really sets the tones perfectly, it introduces characters, it has great story and character building throughout, and it really has some true scares, jump scares, everything you want in it, as well as them horror conventions which you would see in a movie, which really pan out really well, and really just the way it goes from beginning to end. And it also has a riskiness about this movie, the way it uses children, and not only that, with the runtime, I think everything just comes together, and it's just so enjoyable. But it's not a perfect movie, that's why I'm rating it a 9 out of 10. So guys, a 9 out of 10 for it. Don't forget to let me know your ratings and thoughts in the comment section down below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Do you agree with my rating and my thoughts? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to check out my It Chapter 2 review. As I've mentioned, link in the description and annotation at the end of the video for you guys, as well as all the best of horror reviews on the channel so far. We've reviewed The Exorcist, The Shining, The Witch, as well as Halloween as of recent. There's going to be so much more coming up on the channel. A bunch of other stuff on the channel as well. It isn't just all horror. I've got a brand new YouTube series coming up as well, reviewing all the Terminator movies leading up to Terminator Dark Fate as well. So I'll be doing both of them at the same time. It's going to be a lot of hard work, but hopefully you guys enjoy it, of course. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I've been me, you've been you, and I'll see you next time, guys, on Talking with Jay Springer.